Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Retro Gaming Ledger. Um, we're going to talk about Fable. How are we going to talk about Fable? Well, kind of looking at prices and looking at the game and having played the game is one of my favorite games on an Xbox and Xbox 360. I kind of want to do a comparison at the price value, what you can get it for, and how cheap you can get it for, actually. And kind of like what the perspective is on which one's more superior than the other. But let me show you what I've got. Got all three copies right here. Looky, looky. Here's Lost Chapters. Don't have the anniversary for Fable, but I do have Lost Chapters. I picked that up at a consignment shop. Um, this is the Platinum Hits, which I thought was cool. Here is, oh, let me switch over to Fable 2. There's Fable 2. Check out the GameStop price on that. Okay, $4.99. Not only does the price say $4.99, but guess what? GameStop ran a deal, 4 for $10. So anything $4.99 could be basically half price, $2.50. So I got this plus a couple other games at so 4 games at 5, so that's 20, and then I got it for $10. It was 4 for 10. So essentially $2.50 for Fable 2. Incredible deal. Incredible deal. If you have time to go do that, go to a GameStop, see if they got Fable 2 in box. And then Fable 3. This is an old sticker. This is actually priced at GameStop at $9.99, which is, in my mind, kind of a discrepancy, but we'll get into that a little bit in this video. So based on my research and asking AI, and we'll go deeper into asking questions to AI in this video, but I asked AI to kind of rank what the best Fable game was, and a lot of results came back the original, just because of its story and its function and kind of the atmosphere. This one was basically made out to be the superior one. But the next runner-up, what do you think it was? Do you think it was Fable 2 or 3? Based on what AI said and what a lot of gamers have said, Fable 2. Fable 2. Fable 2 was a better game than Fable 3. Okay. Now, why was that? Well, I played it, and it was very unique. It had a very interactive kind of open world setting where you could buy real estate. You could design, upgrade furniture and items in a house. You can make that house into a rental and get rental income. You can have odd jobs. You can chop wood. You can be a blacksmith. And if you strike the iron just right on that sword, you get like a multiplier. And it, the gameplay and kind of, and I say this with a lot of video games, is when you get lost in video games where you are completely absorbed by the atmosphere, uh, that's a good game. That's a good game, and it's almost like a movie too. Um, the more you lose yourself in these games, that is a signifier that it is a good game. It's an enjoyable game because your imagination is grasping that situation. The more that you're kind of like, wow, what's going on with this mechanics? This is kind of weird. The controls are awful. Like, this is not believable. That is a signifier. It's a bad game. So it really is when you lose yourself and you're really immersed. And I feel like Fable 2 was that. Fable 3 had its moments. It certainly is a good game too. But Fable 2 to me was just a better game. It just was a better game than 3. Uh, so um, here's Fable 3. It's still a good game, though. It's still a good game. There, right here. So, I'm gonna say. So, what I find interesting is GameStop is pricing Fable 3 at $9.99, and Fable 2 is at $4.99. And they're running those deals 4 for 10 and then 4 for 20. So the $10 games, if you get 4 $10 games, you can get it for $20. It's basically half off. So you're getting $10 game for $5. So this was basically $5. And this, which is a better game in my opinion, is $2.50. So what the heck is going on with GameStop? I asked AI, why would Fable 2 be priced differently at GameStop than Fable 3 if Fable 2 is a much more superior game? And the answer I got back was basically there's significantly more copies. There's more copies out in the general public of Fable 2 than Fable. I don't know. Basically, it was saying there's a lot of copies of Fable 2 and Fable 3. Are there more of Fable 2? I don't know. But I can tell you the more enjoyable game is this. So why is it? Why, it just doesn't make sense. I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, we can continue in the video and keep asking AI questions. We'll ask AI questions to see what the responses are. But to me, I think Fable 2 at $2.50 if you get the deal. I even think Fable 2 at $5 is a steal with box art and manual. It's a steal. It's I don't, are there a lot of copies? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Are copies going to get lost? Yeah. Are discs going to get damaged? Yeah. Yeah. They're going to get damaged. Okay? Um, we'll look at price charts. We'll see what's going on. We'll assess. But it's, this is a trend with GameStop. They are severely underpricing many, many games. This isn't the only one. This is not the only one. Sometimes I catch them raising the price of other games, but they neglect other ones. They like pick favorites. I don't know. But anyways, this is kind of my little Fable, video, kind of addressing the 3. Obviously, the original Fable is backwards compatible, so if you have the 360, you can pop this in, and it's good. These are the 360. These are the later editions. So, but yeah. I mean, if you can get all 3, definitely get all 3. They're amazing games. Right? Days of playability. These games are timeless. If you're a collector, you have to have all 3. Gotta have all 3. Gotta have it. If you like that open world RPG kind of gameplay, awesome, awesome game. So let's get into the price charting. We're going to look at the prices and we're going to do cross-referencing and see what's going on with GameStop pricing 3 at a higher price, even though it's the least popular. I think it's a massive mistake in my opinion. So let's get into it. All right, guys, we're back. We're going to start off by looking at Fable Lost Chapters, Xbox Original. Now, I went to price charting. Here's my copy. We have the best of platinum hits. We've got limited data for that. We have limited data. It only goes back to 2023. And we've got a soft rise. We've got flat, rise, and then, basically plateau. But we're going to, for the sake of data, I think we're going to go with just the regular platinum hits Fable Lost Chapters.
just so we can have a data set, and kind of get an idea. Because this goes all the way back to 2008. So it gives us a better idea. I don't know if the best of platinum hits makes a difference. I don't know. The data's not there, but we'll just use the regular because this is best of platinum hits. I don't know what the difference would be. But actually, we can ask AI what the difference is. But let's just look at this right here. And we've got a nice rising slope. And we hit an all-time high. We hit an all-time high complete in box this month. And if you've watched any of my videos, my other videos, you are noticing that we have been hitting all-time highs on a lot of different games within the last 6 months. We've been hitting all-time highs consistently. Last 6 months, maybe a year, we've been hitting all-time highs. There's a lot of games. So this is just one of the many. It's a popular one. This is probably one of the best Fables out there. And yeah, this is definitely a good game to have your collector. Get it for your 360. It's backwards compatible. And we're gonna roll on. We see that the complete price is at 13. It's at 13. So let's move on to 2. Fable 2, which is my favorite. The original Fable is good, but Fable 2 to me is my favorite. Just because you can buy property, fix it up, rent it out, and you get passive income, and you can buy more stuff, and the money flows in, and it's very unique. It's almost like, teaching you something about economics and owning assets. It's very unique. You lose yourself very quickly in that game. But all right, we got Fable 2 right here, and here I have a copy right here, complete in box. Let's look at the chart. Okay. Now, what I see in this chart is something unique. It looks like we had a price spike of $16 complete in box in 2021. The retro game industry in 2020 to 2021 overall rose very quickly because COVID kind of kept us in our homes, and we wanted to do something. Collecting became kind of a thing. Collecting video games became kind of a thing right at that time. So we have a spike right there in 2021. And then we have a deceleration right here all the way to 2024, which I find interesting. People are saying maybe the fad was done after COVID. I don't know. I don't know why there is a deceleration there. We can ask AI that, and we will. But then we see an uptick back up. We're seeing an uptick. We're not at record highs on this one. The record high was in 2021 at 1638. The closest we got to that was in 2025, which is about a year ago. About a year ago today, at $13. So like a $3 difference. But overall, it seems to be rising again. And this is a trend I have seen. I have seen other games do the same thing, where you have that spike up during COVID, a retracement, and then a resurgence. And it coincides with what happened in 2024. In July of 2024, Microsoft announced that they were ending the Xbox 360 digital store, so you can no longer download games from Xbox 360. The marketplace was closed, so a lot of games went kind of crazy in July of 2024, and I am seeing that here. I don't know if they got wind of it in April and then or May, but we get this rise up, this almost peak, July 2024, and then a continuation after 2024. Yes, we had a retracement down, then back up. So certainly something's going on with this game. There were a lot of copies of this game that were sold originally, so the supply is heavy. It's not a rare game. It's not a rare game. It's a favorite. It's not a rare game. Um, let's look at the loose. I'm interested to see the loose. The loose kind of tells us some more of the story. Let's see, we got the 5 year. So when the loose and the complete in box get really, really close, that means there's high demand. People just want the disc. They just want the disc. They want to be able to play the game. And it looks like 2023 and 2024, there was high demand going on. You know, it's interesting. There was a price spike in 2021, but it looks like the loose stayed there. Yeah, looking at this is kind of interesting, and it looks like it got tighter. If you notice, it got really tight in 2023, 2024, where the loose and the complete in box is almost identical. They're like right on top of each other, and then they separate again. Yeah, it's interesting that they separate again, and then we're ascending. It looks like we're semi-ascending. It happened back in 2020. The same thing kind of happened. They were tight. They were tight. They were tight. They were tight back in 2018, and then they started separating, and then you had that peak. I don't know if this game is going to rise fast. I wouldn't guess that this game is going to rise fast, but it is rising at a slow and steady pace. It looks like it's rising at a slow and steady pace. There was a long retracement after COVID. I don't know if that was just people calling the retro gaming industry a fad or what. But then it resurged, and I've seen that across other discs. So if I were to guess, it's gonna continue going slow, like a nice slow boil, and then unless something happens, there's a lot of supply. There's a lot. I think there's like 3 million sold. Let's ask AI. Let's see how many copies of uh, Fable 2 were sold. 3.5 million copies. So that is a lot. It's not a rare game. But if you see this line, this is what I like about price charting. They have these lines of delineation where you have like $10, $5, and you can see what's basically if it's reaching a new plateau of prices. So it steady, steady, steady rise, peak in the $15 box, the line right there, and then we descended back almost back almost to $5, and then now it's steadily rising up to this cohort, I guess I'd say a cohort of prices. If this game hits $15 again, it's really gonna move. It's gonna retest its high back in 2021. It's really gonna move after that. Um, that's surprising why it spiked like that. I mean, there's a lot of copies. Let's ask AI what's going on. it seems Fable 2 is rising slowly in price. Oh, wow, I can't spell. Slowly in price over time. 3.5 copies is a lot of supply out in the marketplace. So why is this game still rising and even had a spike during 2021? Let's see what AI says. Backward compatibility enhancement, nostalgia-driven demand. Yep, retro gaming boom are the primary reasons. Okay. While 3.5 to 5 million copies means physical discs are common, several economic and cultural factors have constricted the active supply and boosted demand. Here we go. Let's get the meat and potatoes. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, I don't, I don't know why they're using Xbox Series the 60 frames per second. Okay, maybe yeah. Why the price continues to rise slowly. The steady long-term price appreciation of Fable 2. Yeah. Lose first complete gap. Oh, we talked about that. While millions of copies exist, a vast percentage are heavily scratched, missing original cases, or lacking manuals. True collector quality complete boxes are shrinking in supply every year. Okay. There's still a lot of copies out though. No modern PC port. Wow, okay. Fable 2 was never ported to PC. That's interesting. It remains trapped on Xbox hardware, making it the original disc or back. Okay. That's interesting. That is something I didn't know, and I wouldn't have found out without AI. It wasn't ported to the PC. That's fascinating. And then new Fable anticipation, ongoing development. That's another thing. A lot of these games will rise if you've got a new game coming out. So if you got a new Halo, all the previous Halos kind of benefit from that. If you got a new Fallout game, all the Fallout games benefit from that. Same thing with movies. Movies that come out and then they got the video games that are they're kind of juice, provide the juice for all the old media. So yeah, yeah, okay. So I think Fable 2 is going to be slow and low. It's one of my favorites. It's a fun, playable game, enjoyable. If you go to GameStop, you can get this for $2.50 for the 4 for 10 deal if they have it. Definitely check that out. If you don't have this, that's the best option you could do. I even think it's value. I think at $5, it's a steal. I mean, let's look at the price chart. $5. I mean, come on. Look at the chart. It's been above $5 for since 2013. And if you account for inflation, I mean, man, I don't know what GameStop's doing. I don't know why they have this game priced at $4.99. They are playing with fire. They are playing with fire. They're not pricing games correctly. It's gonna be on them, man. It's gonna be on them. And this video is gonna shed light on it. Fable 3. Let's look up Fable 3. All right. Let's look at the chart. We see what we see is stagnant for a very long time with some price fluctuations around after COVID, just the later COVID years, 2022 to 2023, and now we're seeing a steady rise up. That ascending, I don't know, you call it an ascending wedge, it's rising. It's retesting its all-time high. for the third time. 1026. Yeah, it's retesting that. It's retesting its all-time high again from 2021. And yeah, I think the complete price is $9. What it's saying below. This game is priced at $9.99 at GameStop, but you can get the 4 for 20, which makes it like $5, which is a deal on the complete price. But man, compared to Fable 2, Fable 2's the price is a lot better. You're getting more value, the gameplay's better. This is why I think GameStop is missing. They don't understand like pricing. And take advantage of it. If you're watching this video, take advantage of it. Take advantage of their stupidity. Whoever's pricing stuff over there, I don't think they know what they're doing. I don't think why this is $9.99 and this is $4.99. No idea. But they're just looking at. I think they're looking at supply and demand dynamics, and that's it. And they see it. Oh well, these had 3.5 million copies sold, so there must be lots of supply. So, we've got copies at every store, so it's not going to go up. I don't know, man. It could, all of a sudden there could be issues. There could be missing discs. There could be all kinds of things. The box art. Who knows? But at $4.99, man, that game should be. They need to price it at $8.99. They should be pricing that at $8.99. So, yeah, there's Fable 3. The price is stagnant. It seems to be going up. This chart reminds me. It reminds me of Fallout. Either Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. We're seeing the same rise, this kind of stagnation, and then a rise in 2024, 2025, where it's like stair steps going up. Let me bring up Fallout. This is a weird comparison, but I don't know why this chart made me think of that. Let's do Fallout 3. See, I don't know if this makes sense, but we got the stagnation, and then all of a sudden, 2024, 2025, we get the stair step. This is another. I talked about the $4.99 kind of deal, and this is the same thing. I think Fallout 3 is in the same boat as Fable 2. It's the same situation. It's the same situation, in my opinion. This is a $4.99 game at GameStop. You can get it for $2.50, complete in box, if you find a box, for that deal. Why this game is at $4.99 is beyond me, given that you have an Amazon Prime TV series fueling this rise after 2024. This game should not be priced at $4.99, and then you get the deal. you get it for $2.50. The complete price is at $12. You're getting more than 25 cents on the dollar. It's crazy. It's crazy. They should be pricing. Now, they price Fallout New Vegas differently. Let's go to GameStop's website. Let's do all right. Let's look at 360 at $15. Okay, they're pricing this at $15. Let's look at Fallout New Vegas. Let's see. Just regular. Okay, we're seeing the same thing. Stagnation. I got to pop up. Stagnation. 2004. Stair steps. the 2004 phenomenon, or I'm sorry, 2024 is the shutting down of the digital store, maybe on 360. That happened in 2024. That happened in July of 2024. I don't know if they got wind of it, people got wind of it, and then there was a huge rise, and now we're getting stair steps. Um, but they priced this game somewhat correctly. 15. It looks like they front run it. I don't know if there's less copies were sold of Fallout New Vegas. Let's ask. We really went off on a tangent. This was a Fable video. Now we're on Fallout. Fallout New Vegas. Were less copies sold versus Fallout 3? Let's see. Yes, Fallout New Vegas sold slightly fewer copies. Oh man. So wow. So they sold about the same. They sold about the same. 12.4 versus 11.6. Sold about the same. So yeah. So let's ask AI some more questions. So why is Fallout New Vegas pricing at a premium versus Fallout 3? Let's see. When players notice Fallout costing more, they're usually seeing one or two. These are weird explanations. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't give me a really good answer. I didn't see a good answer to that. But I knew GameStop is pricing this aggressively. Now let's look at Fallout 3. $5. $5. Are they crazy? Oh my god. You get this for $250. Let's look at the price chart. I gotta look at it again. It's just a head scratcher. They just look at, yeah, this is a stair step up. I mean, that thing is going fast too. That thing is going rapid up. Not like a little stair. That's going. That's really taking off. So to me, $4.99. Man, this game should be freaking $8.99, $7.99. You're losing money. It should be $9.99. Are they scared if they price it at $9.99, no one's gonna buy it? They got too many copies. I don't know. I don't know. But at $250, it's a steal. It's a steal. I think this should be at $6.99, $7.99. But I don't run GameStop, and they almost they I don't know if their company's being run too well. So, but anyways, this was a Fallout video. We went to I'm sorry, this is a Fable video. We went to Fallout. So, but I'm gonna end it here. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of all this pricing and what's your favorite Fable game. And do you agree that Fable 2 should be priced at $4.99, or should it be a lot more than, or it should be the equal amount of price as Fable 3? So I'd like to get your opinion. Let me know in the